Good day, everyone. My name is Maria Kądzielska, and this is Poland Daily Culture. In this series of programs, I'll be talking to young Polish publicist and freshly baked author Ania Stępniak. Aniu, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Her first book, It's a Displeasure, just appeared in the bookstores. So let's find out what is her story. Aniu, the relations between people are difficult. I would say maybe they were always difficult because we humans are really bloody, difficult and sometimes awful creatures who are very hard to maintain and very hard to deal with. But your book is also about relations of people, and none of them are easy. Neither like relations between lovers or in a marriage. Every single of your character needs to challenge something. And do you think that they are getting more difficult, especially those intimate things and like family? Because we often have to accept the fact we have these examples of patchwork families. Mm-hmm. And it becomes a reality, it becomes something standard that people get divorced and that they start new lives.
I have an observation that if you ever go to, as a guest, for example, I don't know about your family, but if you go to a family gathering where there are many generations and many siblings from every parent, etc., it's such a great feeling to be in a big family, and this world is slowly, I would say, vanishing, right? Because now we have something which is called nuclear families, and this is just, mom, dad, and a child usually. I mean, I don't want to say that a parent, two parents and a child is something, wrong, but such a family is not strong enough to be against different social challenges that are right now. This is not in the book, but I think if you read it, you can come to such a conclusion as well. And by the way, recently I noticed that in my book, none of the characters uses smartphone. I find it a very, I would say, good standard of this, that I haven't written anything about it. So you can just read about how people interact without this digital gadgets.
All of your characters in the book, they start to bear the responsibilities. So they actually try to bear their responsibilities. And okay, we have the main character who I would say a little bit gave up at the beginning of his family, and then he's trying to have it back. But a better example is his friend, Juliusz, who tried to glue it somewhere. He made a mistake. He cheated on his wife, but he's trying to fight for both of his children and for his wife. So even though it's hard, they do fight for it. They do try to do their best. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's the message that's enough? Just try to be the best.
Yes, and thanks for noticing that. I can just reply by saying, have you heard about how many people after 5 or 10 years of marriage, I would say usually men, but sometimes women as well, just say, okay, I'm fed up with you, and I just go away, and like that, and without any working on that, spending time, putting effort. I think it's something, well, I just don't want to use very common words like horrible, but it's something that we should think about. So yes, these two characters struggle, and in the case of Juliusz, his wife, we can just guess because we don't know, but she accepted it, probably forgave him, and they're trying to do their best for the sake of their children. And by the way, I can just mention that, I hope it's noticeable as well, that there are also many strong female characters in this book, like, for example, wife of Julius.
And of course, Aneta, I would say that the women are the strongest in this book. And you very strongly underline the fact that they are the toughest, and that they try to... Even there are passages about the fact that women nowadays are tougher than guys.
Yes, but I don't want to be unfair and just towards men and just say, oh, you are weak, so we should, I don't know, despise you or something. This is stupid thinking. I can just say, okay, certain social changes made women stronger than men, and especially I think in our society in Poland, because of different reasons, you know, all the wars, all the very difficult times. But on the other hand, I'm sorry to say, but some women raise their sons in a way that make them weak.
They are Peter Pans.
They are Peter Pans, so women are to blame as well.
I would like to just underline the fact that you have this very funny passage in your book when you say that men are right now Peter Pans because they don't have that element of challenge. Previously, this huge challenge most of them needed to stand up to was war. And of course, we don't say that wars are good, but they needed to be soldiers. They needed to be also physically fit, but mentally fit. They needed to have enough courage to fight, also to stand up for their lives and the lives of their families. And right now we don't have this element. So they don't have this challenge. I read the element your opinion from the book, that makes them weaker. Do you think that we can change this fact?
Again, I want to escape from this passage of being against men. I'm not against men, and I really hate the so-called feminists that all the time speak about how men are bad, and just I can't listen to it. I just want to say, you mentioned challenges. I would say I would shed some more light on that in a broader perspective. So now, just imagine nowadays, in 2019, in a society where we have everything, whatever you like, you can have, you can buy, and you live in such comfortable conditions. Do you think if anything happens, then now 10 million people can just stand up, be together and be united against something and do something positive? I really doubt it.
Well, I hope it does. I hope it is possible, at least. I kind of believe in humankind, that they are able to do incredible things. But to summarize our conversations, it's sometimes good to find yourself in a discomfort zone, also to challenge yourselves. And the book, Bardzo mi niemiło, it's a displeasure, it's about this topic. And thank you for watching Poland Daily Culture.